You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dini Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Yo, what is up, man? There are over 19,000 of you guys on the phone lines with us this evening. So, are you keeping up with the pace? You're like, what are you talking about, Dini? All right. To say that the world is moving fast is a woeful understatement. Knowledge is doubling every 3 to 5 years. New computers are obsolete in a matter of months and have almost no value after 2 years. Whatever works now is already obsolete. There's something else ready to take its place. I mean, look how fast those iPhones are coming out, right? So the world is constantly redefining and re-engineering. In order to keep up, you must always be re-engineering your life. The key is to make learning a continuing process. It is unfortunate that so many people decide to stop learning when they get out of school or when they have been adequately trained for their particular job. An attitude like that in today's world is a recipe for failure. The only truly educated person is a person who has learned how to learn and who takes the time to do so. Now, I'm not saying that you have to continue education in a facility or institution. No, you don't have to do that. What I'm saying is that look for every opportunity to learn something. With jobs and careers becoming obsolete, the only income security that you can have is your knowledge and your ability to learn. If you are an experienced and willing learner, there will always be opportunities for you. That is my word, and word is bond. Take it from me, dini-mussolini.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, it feels so good to be back with you guys once again. So one time for my people who are indigos and starseeds, and 2 times for my people who are vegans. We are averaging over 34,000 plus listeners, and we've been at this for 3 solid years. I appreciate all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we're still growing, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, movies, and research in every aspect. And we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on the show, from Grammy Award-winning artists, nominees, to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology geniuses, visual artists, from authors to professors and aliens. Or people who think they're aliens. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out. To book an interview or just to share a real cool story, email me at theradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. I'm passionate about what I do, just as passionate about what you do, and together, yes, together, we can get your voice heard by the people who should hear it. So let's create something incredible. And with that, hello out there, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, Vigilantes Radio. Thank you again, as always, for tuning in and being a part of our audience family. You know the number to dial. It's 701-801-9813 to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in and mix directly from my website, which is onlyonemediagroup.com. Scroll over to the Vigilantes Radio tab and slap that go live button, and you'll be right here live in the mix with all of us or in the chat room. So feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here. And as always, all episodes are available for free download. You can grab that from Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, the app called Podcast Addict, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
Well, I don't want to keep 19,000 of you guys waiting any longer. Those are like mad mob numbers. So we're going to go ahead and get it cracking. This evening interview is the Batchelor Interview, and I am your host, dini-mussolini. Oh, yeah. So, a lot of events going on in America right now, but, we gotta keep it pushing, and pray for those who are affected by these either natural disasters or terrorist attacks or just attacks from the police or whatever that's going on around the country. A lot of things are happening. But check it out. You do not want to miss this interview we are about to take on with Batchelor. Maybe we'll discuss, has he ever experienced the highs and lows of success or failure and support, or the lone wolf journey within the music industry. So make sure you guys stay tuned and you will find out if we touch on that. But Batchelor is staying strong and independent. This guy is fighting the revolution, the one that won't be televised, but you could probably catch it on the internet, maybe like via Facebook Live or Snapchat or something snappy like that, Just kidding. But he will be fighting with music, the ultimate secret weapon, that universal language. So it's always excellent to be able to talk to artists clearly inspired by the lovely world or the evil mishaps that may surround them. That type of stuff. Life. Let's just call it that. Life. So lots of love for the skill and heart behind the music of Batchelor. So let's dive in the mix head first and see what he has in store for us with the release of his latest single called Bleed Blue. There is a 2017 version featuring Mr. Criminal and Glasses Malone. And guys, with that, let's go ahead and welcome him to our show. Batchelor, you're now live in the mix with all of us. How's it going, and how are you feeling?
It's going good. Thank you for having me on the show. Appreciate it.
Fantastic, man. So, how's the weather, man? Where you're
right
at?
Now, it's beautiful. I'm over here in South Pasadena, California, right now. That borders about, I'd say, 15 minutes from downtown LA. I live in Highland Park, but I went to school in South Pass. Still have a lot of roots here in South Pass. So I'm over here right now about to get my pregame Jamba Juice and get ready for this Dodgers game tonight.
Nice. Who are they going against?
Tonight, the Dodgers are playing in Game 3, the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's at Arizona, so if we win tonight, we're going to be advancing to the National League Division Series. So me, along with, I'm sure, however many millions of Dodgers fans, are hoping that we sweep tonight. So we'll see. I'm confident in the team. I think we can do it.
You're right. Yeah, you guys had a pretty good season.
Yeah, this was a great season for us. It was awesome. It was great.
Yes, sir. So you've had an incredible journey. The awesome thing for us, man, is that you are here with us live, and that's awesome for your fans and our listeners as well. So I really appreciate hearing the backstories of authors, singers, writers, artists, entrepreneurs, and just people in general when it comes to how they got to where they are now. And you'll have the opportunity here to tell us your entire story. So let us in on the real you. Very cool, in my opinion. So what would you say the life of Batchelor is all about?
I mean, it's been all over the place. It's been a definite journey to be here right now. I'm 33 years old, and I've always loved music, and I took a liking to rap music probably in middle school, and I started rapping around 18, but I never fully delved myself into the music in terms of pursuing it as a career, in terms of making it your livelihood. I went to school. I got a couple bachelor's degrees. I thought that I wanted to be a school teacher for some time, a lawyer. I work for the Los Angeles County as an eligibility worker. It's been an extreme blessing working for the county. But about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I started to realize, I'm not getting any younger here. And I still have this extreme love for music, from older music to what's relevant now. I know a lot of people put down hip-hop and rap now, but you know what? It's adjusting to what's popular. And I like the old stuff. I like the new stuff. But in terms of my career, I was like, man, if you want to do something, now would probably be a good time to step it up. So I did a Dodgers song called Bleed Blue last year, put a little money in it. I figured if I'm going to do this music thing, I want people to see an inside look of what's passionate to me. And the thing that's passionate to me the most, aside from my family and rap and music itself, is the Dodgers. So I'm like, I'm going to do a rap song that talks about something that I love the most, Bleed Blue. Hopefully it gets me on the map, and we'll go from there. And now a year later, definitely the journey still takes its twists and turns, but we're here doing Bleed Blue 2017 with Glasses Malone and Mr. Criminal, and it's definitely been a privilege to work with them and just to see myself as an artist, how things have changed just in this past year and a half, and what it took to get here, and self-evaluation of what more it might take to go even further in the music business. So
yes,
it's been a definite journey.
Yes, sir. All right, man. So I never really thought about it until I was doing this interview. But Batchelor, the name itself, the way things are going one day, not too far from now, you'll actually have to fully explain your name and where it comes from. Matter of fact, that moment is right now. So Yeah. I'm always that's like the obvious one, and it's definitely, I learned early on, an extreme, what do they call it? An attention grabber, a conversation starter. So Batchelor actually is my last name. My name is Brent Batchelor, and in the search of having to define yourself musically, I felt that it fit, not just because it being my last name, but I like that it's different. It's spelled with a T, not your traditional spelling of bachelor. And it kind of signified me. Bachelor, I'm always single. I'm always looking for the ladies, but I find ways to stay single, so that fits. And it's just goofy enough, and it fits, and it's different. And that's kind of how I see myself as an artist, and it's just stuck. It's just stuck all these years. Nice. So your last name is actually Batchelor. How cool is that?
Yeah. It is.
Cool.
It's pretty cool. Pretty unique. Pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Your life path is definitely something else I could imagine.
Yeah.
So,
I would say a very interesting but a very rewarding journey, and I feel like it's just beginning, and God willing, this is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of a lot of this stuff.
Definitely, I could imagine, man. And the music, man. How are you going to keep the music of Batchelor relevant over time?
I try to stay relevant with what's going on in society, what's popular on the radio. Fortunately, I like, in terms of rap, in terms of hip-hop, I like it right now. I like whatever might be considered, your top 20 or top one, Billboard Hot 100 and whatever makes up the hip-hop. I like that stuff, but I also like some of this stuff that's not on the radio, some of these underground artists, because those seem to be the ones that, are on this level too, grinding where I'm at. So I like where music's at. I always want to stay relevant in terms of where it goes, but it seems like it's headed in a good direction, and I always can go back, Tupac, Master P, Eminem, those are some of my favorites. So when I need maybe some individual inspiration or to who I looked at as artists, I'll always go back and maybe listen to a Master P song or a Tupac song or an Eminem song. But all the while, you got to remember, music is a little different now. Times are a little different now. So I try to stay up with culture, pop, and aside of pop, just current events. And with that, I think, you're able to tell a good story in your music. It gives you a good insight because you're covering all bases. And with that, hope to just continue to elevate myself musically and just use this outlet to make better music and hopefully grow the audience while I'm doing so as they join me on this journey.
Definitely. And you mentioned that you're 33, so you were like in the moments where, and I'm around the same age too, I'm 34, but we've seen waves and waves of how hip-hop has changed and, you know, and merged with other genres to become some of the sounds that we hear now. And when we were coming up in hip-hop, I think you said you started liking it around, you know, middle school maybe?
Yeah.
But even the music at that point in time, people who were a little older didn't too much like it. And then the millennium rolled around and there was just a gang of new sounds then. And, you know, now we're here and there's a whole different sound. So since you've seen how waves come and go, how important is it for you to be like almost a chameleon when, you know, next year there may be a different style out?
Like I said, you got to stay in tune with it. You got to see where it's going. I was advised by one guy I was having a conversation with we had kind of a similar conversation in terms of how music changes so fast and where it's going. So I started listening to NPR. I had no real experience listening to it, but I found the music hour, not so much the talk part, but the music component of what they have to offer. And I've kind of found, like, in the 6, 7, 8 months that I've been doing that, because he said you listen to that, you stay a year, you stay 2 years ahead of the music game. And so, since I'm really dialed into the music game right now, at first I laughed. I'm like, this is silly. This is, I don't know. But in the 7, 8 months since I started doing it, and I've kind of fallen off this past month just because the schedule has really picked up. But I have found you listen to the sounds on there, and then you kind of hear where some of these artists are going or some of the changes. It's really hard to put into words, but I would suggest if anybody wants to give it a try, you can listen to NPR's Music Hour. But that's really helped. And then just staying relevant with what's on the radio itself. Because if you listen to the radio, even though you might, that's too commercial, that's this, that's that. Well, if you are really trying to carve out a career in mainstream music, it seems like it would bode you well to listen to what's current right now. And that doesn't just include rap and hip-hop. That includes, you know, listen to like Adele or whatever's popular, Bruno Mars. And I love how there's that cross with some of these artists where you see it combining into hip-hop and rap, because to me it just creates more opportunity and it allows the music to go in different directions. It allows you to maybe do so much different stuff with your music. That's why I love The Weeknd. You can listen to like your Coast family station here in Los Angeles and you can hear a Weeknd song, and then you can turn on your mainstream rap and hip-hop stations and hear a Weeknd song. And I love that because I feel like he kind of has an idea of what he's doing, whether you like him or not, and what he's trying to appeal to, and he's obviously appealing to a lot of people. So, so yeah, just stuff like that to try to keep yourself relevant. And it's entertaining too, and it's fun if you like music. And fortunately, you know, I like music. I like listening to it. I should probably be more well-versed since I've been doing this for some time. But like I said, I never fully immersed myself in things until, you know, about 2.5 years ago, maybe.
Right. Cool, man. So I'm sure that things may be a little easier this go around since you have, you know, nearly 15 years of experience. But what are some of the most challenging obstacles in bringing a song like Bleed Blue to life? I mean, the Dodgers is a huge thing in our timeline, in the history of baseball, and in the history of just American pastime. Making a song that can potentially be as big as that, like I know there's a lot of pressure.
There's not as much pressure as you might think, for the simple fact if you're a Dodger fan. The Dodgers traditionally have they fizzle out come playoff time. They'll have great regular seasons, and come playoff time it's tough. But as a Dodger fan, you stick by them, and you're a pretty resilient bunch. But you're kind of, in a way, you're used to some of the failures. but you stick by the team and you build up a resiliency. It's almost like you keep getting up, you keep getting up, you keep getting up. So with this song, you know, it's been really great because I've had the support of a lot of Dodger fans, because I think that they can see that I'm a legitimate Dodger fan. If they don't like rap or they don't like hip-hop, I still have the support of Dodger fans, and that's really kind of what's made this process a little easier. And even though there's some hiccups that come with dealing, in terms of dealing with an organization like the Dodgers, it's such a big organization, and, you know, you might run into little hiccups in terms of filming at the stadium, using some of the players' names, even potential groups that have wanted to reach out in terms of using the song as advertisement. It's tough because of the infringement of the copyright of using the Dodgers' names. But even with that, it's been a pretty easy process. The Dodgers have let me do me, and they haven't shut me down. Although they won't come out and publicly, you know, put it on their Twitter page or Instagram. I've got some support within the Dodgers organization, and it feels good because at the end of the day, like right now, I love how the song has come out with us being smack dab in the middle of our playoff run. And, you know, it's kind of like you're head first, not just with the song, but with the Dodger season. So it's kind of easy to just jump on it, and it makes this even more enjoyable with it being something that I'm so passionate about in the Dodgers. So in terms of the pressure, not so much pressure. We're just hoping the Dodgers can get to the World Series. That's the scariest part. And I like that, because I think that can show people that here I am kind of going on this different journey with music where I've never gone. But even with that, I get more nervous about the Dodgers than I do with my career.
Right.
So we literally bleed blue. We hope we sweep tonight. My heart is racing for 7 o'clock to come. So that's where we're at on that one.
Definitely. So Point Blank this past year has, you know, some incredible success stories in music alone, and you've been around through some of those incredible stories. You're not, you know, just catching a ride on an already successful train in music. You paid your dues and you've been in the grind. But how about from Los Angeles, a Los Angeles perspective though? Is this the time for your music to really come out and become part of the mainstream?
I think now is as good of time as there's going to be in terms of where I'm at with my career. It does seem like there's an open door for an artist like me. Having Glasses Malone on the track has really helped me in understanding some of the things about music, and being a West Coast artist who's been in the game for such a long time, and just giving me his time and putting almost like the faith in me to put his name to this project, and then to go as far as giving me some tutelage. So from what I've gleaned, I would say now is as good as ever. I love the fact that we're pushing Bleed Blue, and it is Los Angeles themed. It's all about the Dodgers. So even if you're not a Dodger fan, if you're from Los Angeles, you can ride with it, because, you know, it's a Record City kind of thing. You got Mr. Criminal on the song, and I love that because Mr. Criminal has one of the most, I would probably say, loyal fan bases that I've ever come across here in Los Angeles. And it really has opened my audience up, and I'm thankful that he's given me that outlet to be on a song that's allowed me to kind of present myself to his audience. So having him in Glasses and just being here now with the Dodgers song in Los Angeles, I think Los Angeles is very excited right now. You got the Dodgers here, and we're up 2-0, and you got the Rams that are, even though they lost to Seattle, but you know that they're competing, and the Lakers with Lonzo Ball. Los Angeles is very exciting right now, and I think they're excited for some music. I know Glasses has got some cool projects he's working on. Criminal's got some really good projects. Kendrick is dominating music, and you know that's all coming from this side of town, for lack of better words. So I feel, in terms of myself, that there might be a little door for me to come on in right now, and I'm hungry for it, and I'm gonna do my best.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. So is the Batchelor that we might run into the grocery store, the bank, the same Batchelor that takes the stage? You know what I mean? Like, how much of the real you ends up in the songs that you write, opposed to, say, like a persona or a character that you created?
If you would have asked me that question maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago, I probably would have said, I might not have had a really good answer to that. I would have had to hiccup around it. Now, as I've gotten older and taken a little more, I guess, you take a little more respect for yourself and what you write in a song and what you put out there, because you realize, wow, people are going to listen to this. People are going to hear this. Kids might say this. Adults might hear this. I'm not guaranteed to have a career in music either, so my job, it makes it walking a fine line too. So what I'd say is the me you get now in music is the me you get in real life. And I love that, because I don't think I would have been able to say that 5, 6 years ago. I was talking about maybe something I didn't have, or some girl that I didn't have, or something that didn't make sense. But in every bar that I write now, or in every line, it's pretty much me. Like, I think I got some raps on SoundCloud talking about me at Jamba Juice. And that's exactly where I am right now, parked in my car outside of Jamba Juice, getting ready for a Dodger game. In fact, that's probably a line maybe for next year's Dodgers. So yeah, it's about as real as it gets. There's different levels. I might get on a cocky tip, because who doesn't get cocky every now and then? Or who doesn't get down every now and then? I just sent this girl right now is having problems with, she's having a relationship issue right now. And there's a song that I wrote when I was just completely head over heels about a female. And now I'm at a point where I can put that out and hope people listen to it and get something from it, because it helped me at that time. I couldn't have put it out then, but I can put it out now, and I love it because it was real. But am I in that moment right now? No. I'm in a good spot. No female is going to hold me down right now. Not with all the money I put into this Bleed Blue. But anyways, so it's me, it's real, and that's I think that's one of the coolest things that you can give to an audience, is you being real. And at least at the end of the day, I know if people don't like me, it's not because I was fake. I just gave them myself. So and I like that about my music. So where I'm at right now.
Man, that's a great answer. So let's chat about the new single, Bleed Blue. This is actually a relaunch of a previous release, correct?
Yeah, it's a relaunch of last year's original Bleed Blue.
All right, and as you mentioned earlier, there's two familiar faces and voices, Mr. Criminal and Glasses Malone. So how did the collabos come about? Like, spare us no details of how you got these two on this record.
Well, I followed both of them, and I've been looking at wanting to do another song, work on another project. Last year's Bleed Blue didn't exactly turn out the way we had hoped, just in the overall scheme of the Dodgers winning the World Series. They fizzled out to the Cubs, and I'm not going to lie, like I said, I'm very emotionally invested in the Dodgers. I have a 40-hour-a-week job. When they lost, it was a bummer. I think most us Dodger fans thought we were going to win the World Series last year. So, it took me a couple, 2-3 months to sort of, just get back on my feet a little bit. But I realized, I put money in this project. There's a lot of people who love the song. There's so many Dodger fans who still are hitting me up saying, hey, we bleed blue, we bleed blue, we bleed blue. And I'm like, what can I do here? Because I want to do another project. I want to keep on making music. I put out some new songs, but no real acclaim behind them, just uploading them on SoundCloud. And started seeing Glasses and Criminal, paying attention to them on Instagram, along with some other artists as well. But I was really drawn to the fact that Criminal and Glasses are legitimate Dodger fans. So I'm like, this could be pretty cool. You take last year's Bleed Blue, you throw in an artist like Glasses, you throw in an artist like Criminal, and they're legitimate Dodger fans as it is. So you're really going to bring together a whole group of people. You're going to add exposure for myself, and maybe bring a city together and create an anthem in Bleed Blue 2017 that I wasn't so successful in accomplishing last year. It's like I started something, but I didn't finish it. So no matter what happens this year, I'll be able to say that I went back, tinkered with some things, was blessed to have these two guys, make themselves available to work with me, and here we got Bleeding Blue 2017.
Dope. Do lyrics always come naturally to you?
For the most part, and I would say really in these past 2 years, what's helped is Los Angeles traffic, because I work by LAX and living over here by Pasadena, I'm in a lot of traffic. So I take the instrumentals, I put them on 2 hours every day. In the morning, 2 hours, well, about an exaggeration there, maybe about an hour and a half in the morning, 2 hours coming home. You throw in the ideas that you had in the day. I'm just in this really like music mode right now. So you take the instrumentals, the stuff I like from freestyling, write it down, and then when you're able to get a studio session, you have all these beats and you have all these lyrics kind of down, so it's easy to put it together. You know, it's not always been like that because I haven't always been in so much LA traffic. But yeah, in terms of where I'm at lyrically right now, I'd say it's I don't have any shortage of things to say, so I can just spill stuff out. Whether people like it or not, that remains another thing. But yeah, there's certainly a lot of lyrics that I just spew it out. One girlfriend that I used to have said that I was like word vomit because I just couldn't stop. So I kind of looked at it like a compliment, though, because even though she called it word vomit, she did say it was rather amazing. But she's an ex-girlfriend now, and I'm a bachelor once again. So that's that. In terms of the lyrics, yeah, they come out pretty easy.
Yeah, cool, man. You got to live up to the name, Batchelor. You can't be a married bachelor.
Right. I don't know how that would work. So
right.
It's not a problem I'm going to have to deal with anytime in the immediate future.
So, beyond the single, what about new music? What's coming up next for you? Are you working on like a full album in the background, new shows, new videos? What you up to in the fall of this year?
We're hoping to put out I would have loved to put out an album or an EP, something like that, but it doesn't look like that's going to get done. But it looks like we'll have a single out by hopefully November, December. We're looking at some various projects, some people that would like to work. We want to work with Glasses again, and Glasses wants to work, but you know, schedules and stuff. But by the end of the year, we're looking at getting the video done. If the Dodgers win the World Series, it could be another Dodgers video. I don't know the rate we're going, but yeah, there'll be something by the end of the year on up on YouTube that we'll be pushing. And I just want to keep trying to put myself in a position where I'm able to put out, you know, new music and try to be as creative as possible and just see where this takes me.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you feel like the most important things are to include in a song when you're writing? You know, aside from the most obvious things like words and music, but I'm talking about like the nitty and gritty, the things that mean the most to you. What does a song need to have included for it to make the grade and end up on one of your projects as a official release of some sort?
You know, now it just has to be legit. It just has to be me. There's a lot of songs that I've done over the years, probably a good 60 or 70. Shout out to my good friend Dominator, who keeps track of all the music that I've done over time. And we put some of the old stuff out on SoundCloud here and there. I can go back and I listen to it. I'm like, yeah, that's legit. And it's even kind of cool listening to something 3-4 years later and being like, it's almost like you had a premonition of things that were to come. But then there's also stuff where you listen to it and it's not, like I said, like I referenced earlier when you asked me about my music, and it's just like I was stunting, or I was fronting, or I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't. And you know, I'm not going to put that out now. I might have wrote the beat real cool and I might have had a nice little chorus, but you know, I'm not going to put that out now. So in terms of my music and for it to meet the criteria, it just has to be legit. It has to be me, you know? And I want to keep it real. And I would say if I do that, then everything else falls into place. You get a good engineer, they make you sound good. I would tell any artist, just be real to yourself, keep it real to yourself. And from there, I believe good things will happen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what avenues have you yet to explore that you think your voice and talent could potentially be a good fit for?
I mean, I like to sing a little bit, but we're not. Yeah, I like to sing. I sing with the church, and that's one thing they say, God, he doesn't, any voice to the Lord is a good voice. So I don't think I don't think I have the best voice, but in the future, if things keep going this way, I'd like to take a couple songs, some medleys that I have in my head, and explore sounds with that in the studio. The gentleman we worked, this Young Star, shout out to Young Star on this track, this go round. He even, if you notice, there's variations from the chorus of 2016, the original Bleed Blue, to this year, and he even assisted that, even going as far as to lend his voice in harmony on the. So that was a very, very interesting experience. Recording this Bleed Blue, we spent probably the verse was easy. My verse, we probably did that in 10 minutes. But when it came down to doing the Bleed Blue and getting it just right to everybody's standard, well, we were in there 5-6 hours. I was ready to throw up Bleed Blues. But it had me thinking, man, I'm not going to be able to sing. But then when you go back and listen to it, and, like I tell everybody, I love to sing, so I'm telling people here to stay true to their heart. So, yeah, if I'm able to stay in the studio and be blessed, it's definitely something I'd like to explore a little bit more and singing and stuff like that. But I'm always going to be a rapper, Batchelor. That's what I like to do. I like to rap. But, if I could sing my own hooks and take it to another level, R&B style. I like what Ty Dolla $ign is doing. I like how he's I love the sound. So, and he motivates me a lot being from here and listening to his music. He's another guy that I respect the grind, and I watch his elevation in the game. But yeah, I'd like to get into the studio and sing some stuff, maybe next year on the album or something.
Definitely. Yeah, man, that'll be cool, man, to hear the Batchelor on the vocals for a change, right?
Batchelor singing to the ladies, telling everybody why he's single, why he's
right.
Probably because he doesn't have a good voice.
No.
Oh, but yeah, next year, hopefully something.
That's cool, man. There's lessons on YouTube,
Yeah, I've seen them. Once the Bleed Blue and the Dodgers get through it, I might even sit down and invest in an actual vocal lesson. There's a couple people that I've talked to. There's even a couple singers that I would make the time just to sit down and talk to them, because there's so many talented people over here in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to go real far to find like a great singer or a great piano player. And that's another blessing about living over here. You're subjected to so many great things, I think.
Oh yeah, I think that's like a requirement to live in California. You got to be born with some type of talent, right?
Yeah. And fortunately, the definition of talent is so broad. I think it covers everybody.
Oh wow. Hey man, for this last question, I'll leave this as wide open. And you kind of mentioned something else, for anybody wanting to do music or anything, really just to be real. But what else, or what's the best advice that you think that you could give someone out there, some rapper, songwriter such as yourself, that's truly looking to find their voice? How would you suggest that they discover that strong connection to their own signature vocal sound?
Stay true to yourself. Look at how you got where you are in terms of what influenced you, and take an evaluation of that. But really just stay true to yourself lyrically. Don't try to be anybody else. Put that in your songs. Put that in your material. If you've been through a bad breakup, if you've had some hurt in your life, if you've lost somebody, those kind of events, although they're not ideal, but they make for the best music. And so you got to be able to embrace that and embrace yourself. A lot of people, it's tough because we live in a tough world. Everybody's so critical. And, even doing this song, there's a lot of hate out there that you don't realize might not be there. But, it's okay. Just be yourself, because at the end of the day, you're really just trying to make yourself happy. So if you can go inside, and if you can come out with some material from inside, and I guarantee the best material you're going to find is your own, because nobody's walked in your shoes and nobody's walked in my shoes. So who better to tell your story than yourself? And if you can do that and use those artists that you may have looked up to, like I said with me, Master P, Eminem, to me they were great in their own separate ways. And then you got Tupac. He's another. To me, he was great. And just go study them, study music, and then look at yourself, and boom, you'll be well on your path. I think well on your path to making some music. And then at the end of the day too, there's this whole business element and all that of it too. So I would suggest, school yourself on that, what it takes. Sure, people get lucky and have something go viral, or somebody picks you up at the mall or something, but those kind of stories, I think, are few and far between. There's an actual grind and hustle and a business side to this that is definitely worth looking at and seeing if it's something that you could see yourself doing, something you could see yourself pushing, because I kind of think that's maybe why it's taken me so long, because I didn't really take the time out to look at the business side of how things work and what goes into being successful in it. So, and just be yourself, like DJ Shizzy Shane always says, and that's pretty much what I'm trying to say, and you'll make some good music.
Definitely. All right, guys, after the music break, it'll be time for our usual tradition. It is called the Hot Seat, and our fans love this part of the segment. And of course, along with the actual interview, but the audience get to hear either some vocals, maybe Batchelor want to sing for us, you never know, or share a poem, spoken word, maybe freestyle rap, tell us a joke or a story, or even whip out a live instrument. Well, you never know what these creative minds and vessels will produce in the spotlight, and today we'll find out if Batchelor have what it takes to be put on the spot, a test of his true artistry, and maybe even some hidden talents. But for right now, we have Batchelor with his song Bleed Blue, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, Batchelor, no, but not allowed. I bleed blue. Yeah, Dodger baseball, baby. Let's go. I bleed blue like a Dodger on the 40-man roster. From Bellinger to Seager, Kershaw to Piazza, with Lasorda eating pasta, watching Kirk Gibson face the A's, hitting that big bad walk-off. Fernando Mania, it had your boy eating hot sauce. And Giants fans, they a knockoff, they tick me off just like a stopwatch. Got me all heated like Bill Bradley when he went in the stands to pop off. I'm like, yes, yeah, I'm swinging for the fence with Dave Roberts standing, cheering from the bench. I'm a bulldog like Oral in 88, face the Mets. If you go and face the Dodgers, then I'll have to take your bets. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed blue.
Since the start, I bleed blue, I think blue. The khakis that I sport, they crease blue. This is for the Dodgers, this is the anthem. Thought you knew since my first cover in all blue. If it ain't the Dodgers, I'm like who? Number one in the league, call them first place crew. National League champs, even when they don't, I bleed blue. Since I was a kid, all I ever did was think blue. It's for the truth, this is for the Dodger fanatics, and all the homies with the LA Dodger logo tatted. Dodger rule the baddest, think blue. I'm just a Southern California Chavez ravine addict. Blue, yeah, that's the color I bleed, and I'm a Dodger till I go, yeah, that's the life that I lead. Ain't no strikes for a G, I stay dodging the heat. Think blue from the big bad 213.
Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed blue.
Throw back into my social jersey, trust the 14, Abbott's like Fort Greene, or was that Flatbush? Boy, I'm so OG, and so LA, yet the whole Brooklyn know me. Never low key, you know when I'm around. King glasses, Dodger fitted is my crowd. She don't bow, I'ma make her a believe. Once she let me hit, Corby Seager, run home, tell the Brodies, home run like I'm Cody. Middle finger to the Giants, that's word to E4. For that pennant, we can turn. Yes, I bleed blue, I'm not an angel. Check the angle. Top's the destination. Every game until that point's a demonstration. But once the playoffs starts, elimination. This verse just intimidation. Yes, I bleed blue. Oh, yes, I bleed blue. I bleed blue. Oh, yes, I bleed blue. I bleed blue. Oh, yes, I bleed blue. I bleed blue. Oh, yes, I bleed blue.
Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed blue. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed. Yes, I bleed blue.
All right, and we are back. That was Batchelor with his song Bleed Blue featuring Mr. Criminal and Glasses Malone. And on the hook, providing the undertones and back vocals, Young Star. Right. So, man, Batchelor has a kind of unique flow there, right? Almost like a singy-songy, rap style on that one. It reminds me of P.D. Pablo at times, without the raspiness, Overall, great track, excellent. I know all you Dodger fans out there are super proud, to have a song that you can, actually jam to. And even, like he said, even for you guys who are not Dodger fans, it's still a cool track. The beat's jamming, the hook's there, and the verses are incredible, lyrically incredible. I like it. I think I'm a jam that one. I'm not a Dodgers fan, no, but I like that track. Definitely. So, excuse me. See it, and you'll be it. Visual elation plays a key role in your life, whether you realize it or not. What you constantly visualize and think about is generally what you become. If you are always dwelling on negative, like your health problems if you have any, the money you owe, your troubled relationships, then you give even more power to those things and they continue to manifest in your life. By contrast, though, when you constantly visualize life the way you want it to be, your health is there, you're always in good spirits, you're happy, increased income, free of debt. Now these things will begin to appear. It almost seems like magic, but there's nothing magical about it. Our minds work by association. You ever heard the phrase, the crowd you keep is what you'll be? So the same way, your mind is being molded by what's influencing you, or people who that influence you. I listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of positivity, a lot of things about money. I love money podcasts. Anything with Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I'm definitely in those seminars. But nonetheless, even with myself, when I commute every day, I always say a prayer, pray to God that He open doors that need to be open and close doors that need to be closed. And that goes to, the things that our minds think about constantly. Are there doors in your life that need to be closed? Or ideas and thoughts that you don't need to be thinking about? Now, yeah, sure, you can have your moments, to, think about your challenge. It's always healthy to think about what's challenging in your life right now, but it's also a better solution to think of ways, to get over those challenges, right? So there's so much information coming at us on a daily basis that we can't possibly process it all. So we experience life and relate to the world in terms of things we already know. We create a model in our minds that allows us to make sense of the world around us. When that model is positive and focused on your goals, then you see the opportunities in every situation. Make a habit of constantly focusing on the positive and visualizing the person you want to become. When you regularly visualize yourself as successful and effective, then your mind will find a way to bring those things to reality. Take it from me, dini-mussolini. With that, let's bring Batchelor back. Oh yeah, the moment of the hour. Batchelor, you're back live with us in our hot seat. What do you have for us?
Hey guys, what's up? I was just, man, you was preaching, bro. That was some real talk there.
Appreciate it.
You had me drawn in. So what's the hot seat? You got? Is this freestyle time? Is this a verse time?
Yeah, man. You could kick a verse, man. You can.
Well, I think since the Dodger game is going on tonight, and I'm kind of excitable right now. How about I do the first verse of Bleed Blue, and then everybody else, if they want, they can go to the YouTube and the SoundCloud and listen to Mr. Criminal and Glasses verse. But I'll start everybody off with my verse and get everybody pumped up for the game. I bleed blue like a Dodger on the 40 main roster. From Bellinger to Seager, Kershaw to Piazza. With Lasorda eating pasta. Watching Kirk Gibson face the A's. Hitting that big bad walk-off. Fernando Mania had your boy eating hot sauce, and Giants fans, they get knock off. They tick me off. Just like a stopwatch. Got me all heated like Milton Bradley when he went in the stands to pop off. I'm like Yasiel. I'm swinging for the fence. With Dave Roberts standing, cheering from the bench. I'm a bulldog like Oral in 88. Face the Mets. If you go and face the Dodgers, then I'll have to take your bets. And that's Bleed Blue 2017.
Man, bars. You heard those bars in there? Wow. That's incredible,
Dodger
man.
Dodger bars. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And like I told everybody, those are real Dodger bars in there. That's blood, sweat, blue blood and sweat from these years of being a Dodgers fan. And that's the same thing that you'll get from Mr. Criminal and Glasses. And when you listen to their verses respectively, it's just so cool because it is, man. It's just legit Dodger talk, what it's like. You know, Criminal talking about being addicted to going to the ravine, man. It gives you that feeling. And Glasses talking about going all the way back to when they were at Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Connect, and, man, just being in your throwback Sosha. And it's a great, both of those guys came with it. So I encourage everybody, you know, even if you didn't like my verse, go check their verses out. Thank you for playing the song, by the way. I really appreciate that. But yeah, Bleed Blue 2017. It's on YouTube and SoundCloud, and I think all those other Apple, Spotify's. It should be out there everywhere if anybody wants to listen to it.
Definitely. And just in case you guys don't know the links, I have them in the description of the show. So all you have to do is click on the links. You can go to our Facebook, our Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. Where else are we at? All over it. Even the website. Just click the link.
You're everywhere.
And it'll take you right to it. I did all the work for you guys, so thank me later. No, thank me now. All right. Sir Brent Batchelor. All right, man. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. You got the floor here at the end, my friend. This is our soapbox, or what we call the just the open mic here, where you can just mention anything else at all. If you have to rant, maybe against a team that the Dodgers playing tonight, or just, you know, some words of encouragement, or you want to talk about Donald Trump, it doesn't matter. It's all up to you. Thank you again, man. Thank you again.
No, thank you guys so much for having me. Go Dodgers. Check out Bleed Blue 2017 on youtube.com/normalnotallowed. I want to thank everybody who's really supported me. Thank you for this outlet of coming tonight. It's all just a growing experience, and I hope that anybody out there, anybody listening who's trying to chase this dream or whatever in terms of music, I would say just go for it. Just do your due diligence in seeing what you're getting into, and if it seems like something that you want, go for it. Because at the end of the day, you got to do what you enjoy and try to chase your dreams. And not all dreams come true, but at least say that you tried to chase them. And when you look back, I can almost guarantee you won't have any regrets. So from Batchelor to everybody else, thank you guys so much for everything, and go Dodgers. Hopefully we win the World Series this year.
Definitely.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab it from either Spreaker.com/Only1Media Group, iTunes, YouTube, the app called Podcast Addict, or our website, which is only1mediagroup.com, and that goes for every single show that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or send something for us to play, email it to theradio@only1mediagroup.com. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre-free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show. Something you got to deal with. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Dini-Mussolini, I appreciate you guys for tuning in either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word because sharing is caring. And also special thanks to our guests for joining us. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Tumblr. We are all over. Just connect with us and we do follow back. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely freaking great at just doing that. Peace.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.